all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying cards to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it was the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move in the air. Pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
Quality of gaming.
Yo, speaking of the quality of gaming, let's talk about what I deem the highest quality gaming podcast on the planet. That is right.
Oh, GRG.
Next podcast is live right now. Hey, you leave that when you're live tomorrow,
Man,
okay?
we're
You leave all that when you're live tomorrow. All right, then you can get all GRG.
Totally messy.
You know what I'm saying? But right now, it's next podcast time.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
that's what it is.
Yes. The second hottest most important podcast. Like, yeah, you just said it. Okay, everybody heard it. Anyway, thank you, bud.
Next podcast is the granddaddy of GRG. Let's be real. Come on, man. We were here first.
It is the grandpappy. It is the grandpappy. It is the grandpappy.
So you better respect your elders, bro. That's all I'm saying, man.
Well, pretty soon, granddaddy's gonna have to be put out to pasture.
Yeah,
dude, we're not talking about PlayStation, man.
You're bugging me out right now.
We have to take care of the grandpappy and keep it in the house, or we have to take next podcast granddaddy to the nursing home. It's one or the other.
Nah, man.
Call Miss Patty, right?
Yo, anytime people out there thought that next podcast was done, we reinvented ourselves. We evolved and moved forward, man. So there's no retirement home for this show. Yo, shout out to the chat. What is up, people?
Sure.
Dude, I see Bunty in the building. You know it's going to be a good show. What is up, Tool Man? Good to see you. Chipmunk is in the building. Let's go. Guys, you can tell I got some energy tonight, man. It's been crazy on Twitter. There's some Sony extremist out there that believes that the clip we got from Senua was just a real girl. And he was complaining that it was just a real girl. I cannot make this up, man. It is going to be a great show. Guys, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Share the show out. Let people know we are going in. You saw the thumbnail. Man, that's a crispy thumbnail right there. No pun intended, by the way, Mr. Bomb. But guys, we got to get into the intros. And then after the intros, there's going to be a quick word from our sponsor. That's right. We are sponsored tonight, people. But let's get into the intros. Let's start with the man who's here first. And I will let you know he is ready. He is ready to defend his troops. He is ready to defend his community. He is going in. Of course, it is the Angry Otter himself. Dark Optimus, what is up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. If you guys don't know, follow me on YouTube. Watch my live streams. I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow at 11 a.m., 2 p.m. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So, take a look
harder.
at that.
It's harder than it looks when you start getting into the time
zones,
man. It's like,
it is, man. I know. Well, it's because I have so many people who are on the East Coast that are friends of mine that it's like, so I'm so like used to the East Coast time that like I forget sometimes since I live in California, sometimes I forget what time it is here. So it's honestly, like it's crazy, man.
I'll say honestly, Dark, if they work out a deal and they move some of the movie making over here to New York, I have a feeling you'd come over here, man. You'd have a
for
job,
sure, dude.
You'd come over here.
I would drop this place like a hat, dude.
Ooh. Well, it's dropping like a hat anyway, so like,
yeah, it's dropping into the ocean, man.
That's why I won't go there. That is why. My luck. It would be the day.
Scuba Steve.
It would be the day that my plane landed in Cali that it decided.
Oh,
okay,
it would be. It would totally be.
We're taking a bath.
Yeah. it would be the day that you and K Mega are on the same plane together. That's when it's over. California's done.
I'm taking a one-way trip. I'm not stopping over there in OKC. I don't know what they would do to strangers over there. I don't want to disappear, in the back of a pickup truck with
true, man.
with a rebel flag, man. I don't want to do that, yo.
Yeah, you don't. You want to be careful.
A silver pickup truck.
Oh man.
Why is that yours?
With a tarp on the back of it that hides all the evidence.
Hides all the evidence.
Do you have a rebel flag too in the back there? Okay,
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Maybe
Oklahoma.
A Honda flag, but it ain't gonna be. But it ain't gonna be no rebel flag. That shouldn't get sent to Hades. But anyway,
they should go to Hades, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Dark, you got some work to do tonight, man. You do.
I do, man. I have some defending to do, I guess.
I don't know what that community out there is thinking. But they're really angry right now, man, and we're gonna talk about it. But
they're gonna be even more angry after they hear what I have to say.
Oh no. Let's see. Next on the list, coming live from the 405, and he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers out there. Of course, he's been here from the beginning. My brother K Mega, what is up, bro?
What's going on? What's happening? Man, nervous about tomorrow night for the show. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a big step up in.
Well, you've been on cam
for sure, bro.
Streaming, so you're good, right? Are you nervous like how other people?
I'm nervous about like making sure that I get everybody's camera perfect before we start the show. So and then just in case if. Well, I know Don's out of commission for a while because his PCs are out of there. But if Loke comes through, but Loke usually come through pretty early.
Hold on, the great Don, the great Don broke his PC. The great Don broke his PC.
Yeah, his PC is done. Yeah, he showed me the picture of it.
And those, that's an Origin PC too, isn't it?
Yeah, he had that liquid coolant and all that stuff.
Yeah,
man, that thing looked like. Something shot it in the
sucks.
ribs, and it had just noodles everywhere. I was like, "What is that?"
Jeez.
So yeah, it was bad. But yeah, no, I'm just excited for doing that. Starting to get ready to get the content rolling. Finally, the beast is now done. I've installed every game that I got. Went crazy on that Steam sale, Xbox sale. I bought too many damn games this spring sale. This has been ridiculous. But yeah, no, excited. But yeah, no, as always, you'll catch me here if I got the time, man. So it is what it is. So I'm still waiting for my compensation. Still waiting for my $25 in nickels and dimes, but it just hasn't happened.
It's trickling in, man. It's trickling in.
No, that's in pennies, bro. Come on.
I'll take anything at this point. I'll take Lent. $25 in Lent. How about that?
I'll take an
Fucking IOU, baby.
Yo, it's written in my handwriting. We good, right?
Yeah. Just give me an IOU, and I'll be good for another 8 years.
Brother. Yeah. Nah, it's gonna be a fun show, man. We got some fun stuff to talk about. So let me get this man next here. This man, he is never afraid to share his opinion. For people who know, you have been here. He has gone off on rants, and he will somehow sneak the name Gears into the conversation. Of course, it is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
Yeah, I feel like every podcast I actually do that. Dark, you sound too good. I'm actually afraid now.
Oh man,
We're gonna start calling him sexy voice. Sexy voice Dark now is what it is.
But I do know Dark, and Bot might be throwing him shade, but he is a logical thinker, and there's been a lot.
It's a real girl.
I mean, a lot of PlayStation centric. They try to act like they're neutral, but they're really fanboys or stans, as K Mega likes to call them. Literally put their foot in their mouth because they're being a damn hypocrite. And I'm sorry, Xbox has exclusives. Haven't you been off, going off on rants about the fact that Xbox needs exclusives, and now all of a sudden we have exclusives?
Not those exclusives, sir. Not those.
Come on,
man.
No, let's be honest here. There's too many tweets. There's too many people that have receipts. Just shut up. Just deal with it. Like, if you don't like it, well, that's tough shit. Because a lot of people that I know really wanted Final Fantasy VII Remake on Xbox. So I'm sorry, dude. Like, I wasn't sitting there crying about it. Like, and I have really good friends, people I grew up with, that are pissed about it. Okay, but relax. Like, the game was never announced for PlayStation. Fucking relax.
Don't do it when you want to. Never mind. He's already starting today, guys.
Don't quit your day job.
Starting early. See, that wasn't my true. I'm trying to sing voice either. So you notice how I said trying though. Even
I feel like you would sound like a girl because your voice is so
Oh, I switch. I do a 180. I'm straight Barry White when I actually sing, man. It's crazy.
It's super deep.
It's crazy. Yeah.
When he's pissed off.
I think it's like my evil twin or something that came in. I don't know, man.
Oh man.
But guys, before we get into the first topic, I will introduce to you the main competitor when it comes to PlayStation VR 2. It is our sponsor. Check it out, guys.
Mobile VR V17 Golden Fleece Edition. Unrelenting. Pay more, win more. 5 stars. Get all the action with clear on the substance. Mobile VR V17 Golden Fleece will totally blow you away. With over 200,000 combinations of temporary in-game purchases to completely decimate your war chest. Fantasize and customize as we monetize and capitalize in maximum overdrive. Mobile VR V17 Golden Fleece. More action, more destruction, more microtransaction requirements than any other game. It's unparalleled. Mobile VR V17 Golden Fleece coming soon from Brain Drain Games. It's not in the game. Unless you separately purchase each character, world, element, model, and texture. Also coming soon. MOBA Mobile FPS MMAIDGAF 4DHD Double D. The next level in hyper-simulated nonsense from Brain Drain Games. It's not in the game.
And shout out to Brain Drain Games, our sponsor. Yo, everybody in the chat, let me know what you think about our new sponsor for the show. And the main competitor to PSVR 2. And I don't know, man. I think they got some competition. But, guys, getting into it. Something new. Something popped up. Dark shared it with us in the DM, man. And the story is so good. And the potential is so amazing for this game, in my opinion. We got to bring it up. We got to bring it up as a topic. Dark, it seems that a developer out there, they're not saying what developer, they're just saying a right fit, is actually going into the TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books. Now, for people who don't know, the comic books are so much different than the cartoon. Right? Not
just the comic books, a specific comic book.
Oh yeah, well no, I'm going to you first on this one, man. You are our professor in this like Ronin arc or whatnot. But yeah, they're going in on a futuristic action RPG, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. But Dark, what's the twist here? What arc? What's going on that makes this like special?
The thing that makes it special is that it's the last Ronin. So it's the last turtle that had lived throughout the entirety of the Ninja Turtles' existence. So there was a big battle before the last Ronin where pretty much the turtles were obliterated except for one. I'm not going to tell you who it was. If you want to know, you can read the comic or you can Google it. You can find it.
Or you can wait
anywhere.
4 years for the game. Yeah.
Or wait until the game comes out. Unless everybody's okay for me to say it, but I'm not gonna say it.
I wouldn't do that right off the bat. I will let people know.
Right off the bat.
I will let people know off air. I guessed wrong.
Yeah, he guessed wrong. But this is amazing, dude. If this is true and this is actually happening, which it seems like it's gonna be true, and it's actually happening. This is gonna be amazing because that storyline is probably one of, if not the best, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle storylines out there. Like it is absolutely fantastic. Anybody who hasn't read it, I would say, do yourself a favor right now. Drop everything that you're reading, drop everything that you're watching, drop everything that you're doing, and read this. Read this comic book.
No.
You can actually get the hardcover or the paperback cover of the entirety of the series, which is I think it all entail is like 5 comics. But they're pretty thick. I mean, you can get them all in one shoots and stuff like that. Like, you can get them all, but that's gonna cost you more. I would say just get the hardback or the paperback graphic novel that you can get on Amazon or wherever you can get it, or even just go on a website where you can get digital comics or whatever.
Now,
read it because it's
quick,
amazing.
I got to ask you real quick because when we think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you think about them fighting, the main villain is Shredder, right? Villain Shredder.
Yes.
Or Krang. You could go Krang too. I mean,
Krang. Yeah. I would consider Krang. Yeah.
But so with this Ronin arc, is there a main villain, or is it just kind of like?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There is. Yes.
Is it like the typical either Shredder or Krang type situation, or is it somebody different?
It's Shredder's grandson, so it's like later. It's set in the future, so it's later on. It's later in the franchise. I don't want to give anything away because I know people who haven't read it, people who haven't, experienced it, I don't want to give anything away because there's so much in that there's a lot of spoilers that you could really give away. But I would say that you kind of who the bad guy is as soon as you start reading it.
Okay.
But yeah, they're so like when they make this game, it has there's a few things I want it to be. It has to be brutal. It has to be bloody. It has to be brutal. It has to be gory. It has to be all of those things put together. Like it has to be that, and then it also has to be just completely fun to play. Like it cannot be like this, like the last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game where it wasn't very good. It was kind of mid, very very mid actually.
Are you talking like Shredder's Revenge?
No, not Shredder's Revenge.
I was gonna say,
for Shredder's
really
Revenge
good,
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
No, Shredder's Revenge was a lot of fun. I meant the one that was made by Platinum Games back in on the Xbox One and PS4 days. That one was very good. But Shredder's Revenge, yeah, it was very good.
Well, I mean, that was basically a remake.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge was kind of a remake.
Yeah,
but it was fantastic. It was like we haven't had a Turtles game in how many years, like, I mean, a good Turtles game, and it was kind of short. So like them putting this out there and saying, we're going to have a Turtles RPG, but with the one turtle, the last Ronin.
Yeah, and what game did they liken it to? Do you remember?
God of War. Which it was like, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with it being kind of like God of War, but I'm wondering what kind of God of War. Are we talking about like past God of War, or are we talking about 2018 God of War? Because if we're talking about 2018 God of War, fuck that shit.
Don't tease me. Don't tease me, old school God of War. Don't do this.
I do not want it to be like 2018 God of War. What I want it to be is like old school God of War.
God of War 3.
Because old school God of War was brutal, bloody,
yes.
And it had a pretty good story.
And it was hectic. It was hectic, bro.
And it was hectic and was epic too. So this has to be that type of game. And you have, like, if they do it like 2018, he can't jump and he can't do all the things that he can do in like the comic, I'm gonna be mad. I'm like, are you kidding me? But bro, it doesn't. It seems like it's gonna be. Oh man, I'm super excited for this. I was like when I saw that, dude, I was all like,
when you put it in there, man, you got me hyped. I was like, yo, we got to talk about this. We got it. Yo, Dark, I want to get everybody else in here too. So.
For sure, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Crispy on this one because, like, Crispy, again, you've been on here for a while, but you're still, kind of like one of the youngest members. So there's certain things I don't know about you. I don't know about your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle history. I don't know if you ever got into the comic books, but how is this sounding to you, man? Like the last Turtle standing action RPG. They're saying kind of like in a similar vein to God of War. I'm hoping the turtle can jump. I really hope it, you can jump and combo in the air like that. All that good stuff. But dude, how is this sounding to you, man? Is this an interest?
I'm gonna digress. I've never read any of the comic books.
Oh, they're dark.
I did grow up in the '90s, and I will say those movies are pretty well made. They still hold up. They still hold up to this day. And the one thing that a lot of people don't realize about the Turtles, at least from what I've seen in my entire life, is that there's emotion involved. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that needs to be brought out. I miss like watching the more recent stuff. Like there's a lot of I would say half-hearted, different humor that the Ninja Turtles involve. Like it's almost stupid humor, but not really, because some other comment will come out, and that's what I felt with the '90s movies. And I obviously played like the old games, like on Nintendo and everything else, and it through the process of media at this point, they oversaturated the situation.
Okay.
And it made it almost a laughable scenario. And in realism, it is supposed to be laughed at times, but it needs to have that emotion. And when I saw this, I said, can you, because you could say what you want about God of War. I'd never played the damn games. Mm-hmm. But you know what I've seen, there's a lot of emotion there. And sometimes you might disagree with it, and then you actually get into it. That's where I sit here and I say, it is what it is. Now, I did play the early God of War games, which are totally different. Mm-hmm. If they can meld that in some way, shape, or form and make it its own thing, I think it would be something incredible. Like I said, you got to bring some emotion in there. It doesn't have to be all like this heartfelt BS, but just a little bit. And that's what I feel like I always felt from all the movies at the beginning. Like you had this moment where they're sitting around the fire. You know what I'm saying? And you see it wasn't perfect. It could probably be done better now. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, it's still it brings you a little bit of emotion and just the conversation. And I think that's important. Even, trying to reinvent a franchise that really doesn't need to be reinvented. They always had that in some way, shape, or form. And the way you describe what you've read of the comic, I was like Marvel and DC. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was. You know what I mean? And when I got to a certain age where I was like teenager, whatever.
I think TMNT, that was Dark Horse, right? Was that Dark Horse?
I think it's
been changed hands multiple times.
Yeah, it's been changed hands, but right now it's IDW.
McFarlane was on that at one point, right? TMNT?
You might be right though. I think it might have been Dark Horse. It did. But also this was back when DC people and Marvel people would work on other things because it was kind of open, you didn't have an exclusive contract. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you kind of miss that stuff because what they're talking about makes total sense, but I also don't know how I would react probably favorably to it because I have this nostalgia. And I don't know if everybody else, that maybe younger or just not experienced it at all, not even watched the old movies. You know what I mean? Understand that, there is emotion when it comes to it. There's a lot of humor, but there's also these little aspects that I remember, and it's just man, they gravitate towards me.
Crispy,
you know what I mean? And that's
honestly, Crispy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
honestly, Crispy.
Go ahead.
I think you should read the TMNT comics because
dude, it's not
they're good, man, and they're dark too.
Yeah,
they're not like this kiddie stuff that you see on Nickelodeon and the Michael Bay movies that we got.
No,
they are dark. No. They're almost like the closest I could say that we had a good adaptation of the Turtles would be that first 90s movie. That first one, how dark it was and stuff, and
it was corny. We watched it now.
It was corny. It was corny,
but there was a lot of emotion there.
Right, there was still a lot of stuff there that there was a lot of meat there that we don't get with the Turtles nowadays. So yeah, dude, you
it's
should
all a
definitely
bunch of
read the
jokes
comic.
now, and that's not really what it is. And I know that, because I did grow up watching those movies, and those movies had an impact on my life. You know what I'm saying? So, it might not be in the comics, you could see even what Marvel's doing and everything else. The comics do have an impact now, but is it are you going to wishy-wash it? Because, I feel that's the problem we have right now. You start getting into, World War Hulk and stuff like that, and you've already screwed it up. Yeah. And you don't even know it. I didn't
screw up World War Hulk in the movie.
She-Hulk, I don't hate, but that's how they're trying to get this World War Hulk thing in. Yeah. And they're trying to use secret, and it'll be after that and everything else. You've already screwed it up because that's not how it goes. Okay, I've read those comics. All right, and I'm going to tell you right now, the only way you have to get a proper Wolverine because it's the only person that's ever stopped Hulk. Okay,
First appearance of the Wolverine with Hulk and Wendigo, bro. I had it. I owned it.
and like, you know what's weird is the only thing I've ever seen. Like, I have Sabretooth #1. I have the holographic, and the only person that's ever stopped Wolverine, because he uses his mentality and it being his brother technically in their eyes. You know what I mean? They have this thing, and that's how he stops him from going like rampage mode. You know what I'm saying? And then also he ends up killing Sabretooth, but then he comes back, and it's a wild thought process, and that's where I say I don't mind all the things they're doing, but you're kind of taking the emotion out if you only like gravitate towards certain parts. And it's like, you know, let's embrace what the actual comics and what they did then, and how they acknowledge the fact that we are all different and we can try to like impact each other in our own way. And I think that's something that, you know, I feel is lost. And that's how I felt when, you know, the 90s movies with TMA. I thought all of them were pretty decent. They was one better than all of them. Sure.
Okay. All right. We got you on the shows, but one thing I want to let you know before I move on to K Mega on this one, right? When it comes to the comics, I think you will be pleasantly surprised at like the emotion, the attitude. It's the wide spectrum. You'll have your happy and stuff in there, but you also have your angry to the point of brutality. You'll have desperation, sadness. It's an adult's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle if they go, you know, with the comics totally. And I hear you on that, Crispy. Like, don't soften it up. Stay with the arc that is there. From what you heard, you know, from Dark and you know, just kind of like some of my general knowledge of the comics. This is a big deal. This is going to be awesome. A lot of people are going to look if they do it right. Now, we're going to K Mega, but I do want to state something because I don't know if people out there do know this, but I've taken art classes. I've drawn since I was about like 4 years old. And one thing I do want from this, I want the art style from the comics. I want like the blank eyes, like the white eyes. The hard straight lines, they are drawn very aggressvely in the comics. They were badass. All right, there were no. It wasn't like, you know, cowabunga. Like they were about their business, bro. Like, and I want to see that. And
I mean, if you look at the Last Ronin, that I mean, it's more modern, of course, you know, because it's definitely more colorful and modern, but they still kind of have that a little bit in the Last Ronin comics. So even if they went with that art style with that game, it would be perfect. Like, absolutely amazing.
And check this out, Dark. I think you and Rain might have to talk a little bit more because you guys got something in common. He knows exactly this arc. He was like, you should put the name of the turtle in the chat, and I'm like, no, don't do that. We're not.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it for anybody.
We're not spoilers, yo.
I mean, it's not really a spoiler because you find out right pretty much in the beginning of the comic, you know, pretty much. But
yeah,
it would spoil some people if they were like, you know, expecting a certain turtle or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, if a lot of you guys think like me, you're gonna pick the wrong one. But let's talk about the right one here. Let's go to K Mega on this. K Mega, dude, I know your ears must have perked up. If you didn't see it on Twitter, I know when we started talking, you were like, what, man? What do you think about this? A comic book arc. So it's that more, you know, dark, gritty, emotional, brutal. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and action RPG, kind of like in the vein of God of War. Are you interested, man? What do you think here?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm definitely interested. I mean, you know me, I want different story arcs. I want different stories being displayed. I want different things to happen within a universe of any major franchise. So yeah, this is definitely in the wheelhouse for me. Never read the Turtles comics, none of them, but But I mean, I've watched a ton of the cartoons, watched the movies, except for the Michael Bay movies. I've skipped all those. But
As you should.
After
watched
what he did to my Transformers, I was like, nah, man. Okay, Michael Bay.
Explosion.
It's funny. He wasn't even the director on that. I just call him the Michael Bay movies just because he was a producer on it. That's the only reason why I call him the Michael Bay.
He just came
No,
in.
he wasn't a director on them. He didn't direct them. He just produced them. Yeah.
Okay, he just produced them, but regardless, his name behind any comic.
His name was behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, no for me. But I mean, this is my thing too, right? And this is, I was just listening to and I'm only going to be brief about what Crispy was talking about with the stuff with Marvel. And this was something that I discussed with my wife once Endgame was over. I'm like, well, here we go. Marvel is now about to step into a place where a lot of people don't know about these characters. A lot of people don't know about the origin of these characters.
Even the main villain. Even the main villain right now, they don't know.
Yeah. Well, right. Like, I mean, they just don't know. So, I'm excited. And of course, there's not one book, there's not one movie or TV show that fully impacts what a book or a comic embraces in their storyline, because they just don't have the resources. They got the resources, but they don't have the time to put, Lord of the Rings was the closest I could think of. I mean, I'm sure that there was other books that was out there that came in for other movies, The Color Purple for one, but not everybody's wanting to sit for 3.5 hour cinema to get the full gist or somewhat close to what the books offer. They're just not going to happen. So what I see, and I understand that like some of the movies that Marvel came out with this here in for Phase 4 hasn't hit on all cylinders, but it's also too that people aren't familiar with that. And so I fear this is going to get the same type of because I'll tell you two reasons. One is because there are people that only just knows about the comic book or the Nickelodeon or the Teenage Mutant Ninja movies that they've seen, and then when they look at another dark depiction, yes, for people like us who wants different, and the people that has read those comics and things like that, there's still going to be people complaining. It's just the nature of the beast today. It's just people just want to find a reason to complain. But I'm for it. I hope it comes out. I hope it's dark. I hope it's gritty. I hope it comes out being everything that Dark and you and Rain wants it to be. Because I mean, if it looks good, I'm going to play it. And that's all I care about. I mean, the story is told. If the story is a little bit different, because they got to tone back a little bit, because maybe the comics, from what you guys said, is so dark, and they have to tone it back because they don't want to have a rating situation to where
this game needs to be rated M for mature. It cannot be rated T for teen. It better not be rated T for teen.
Well, guys, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be interesting because a lot of people know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the cartoons, from the video games that are out now, from the TV shows, and we're not talking about those. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be interesting if they do go all comic.
And that's what I'm saying. There will be those people that will sit there and complain about it because this is not the Turtles that I knew or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So and then the one thing that they just can't throw behind it is that if it's dark like Dark wants it to be, then it will then nobody can't put that word that they don't even know what the real true meaning of woke means, but that woke word behind it, right? So but I'm all for it. I hope they do it. If it sounds like they're already in the works of doing something like this, the one thing that I do not like though is that God of War has got its the way that the now games are now being projected as is God of War-esque instead of Rise-ish, if you know what I'm saying, because I got in trouble for saying the God of War looked Rise-ish because of the way that the camera and all of that. But it's neither here nor there. But there's been plenty of other games that's like Rise, that's like God of War. Just say that, and I guess maybe if they're saying God of War, then are they talking about the emotion part, like Crispy is talking about? Like, is it going to be deeply emotional because of the fact that it is the last turtle, and it's a whole bunch of crazy things?
I think they're talking.
Oh,
about,
that comic is completely emotional,
gameplay.
dude.
I think they're talking about gameplay on it when they say God of War-esque. Maybe not necessarily in terms of emotion, but I think in terms of gameplay and fighting.
That's what I hope. That's what I hope. I mean, because that would be good. I mean, now, see, but when they say God of War, it's like, okay, well, like Dark said, 2018 God of War, it was a fantastic game. And it's brutal, but it's not God of War. David Jaffe brutal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the God of War. If you want brutal, that's the type of brutal I want. I want savagery. So that's the thing that if you're going to go all out for this, then go all out. Don't, because God of War 2018 was nowhere near as dark or just twisted,
brutal
with how you just took care of your enemies, like the David Jaffe God of War. So, and I understand that we're in a different time, that there's going to be, sensitive stuff like that. But if you're going for this, do it. It's one thing that I was just looking at. I was playing for the first time Warhammer, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, God, how many Warhammers are there? And I'm looking and they're like, there's so many, and I'm thinking like, this could be Halo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see, is that, like, that's why I got this respect for Warhammer. Like, they don't give a damn. They got RTSs, they got shooters, they got everything, whatever. Hell, the only thing I don't seen yet is for a fighter from them. So I'm just like, my God, they're touching on damn near every genre that they possibly can with that franchise. And that's what you want to see with any other, like I said, big franchises, to see them go further. Sometimes that the storyline might not be your favorite, but do not just shit on it because of the fact that it's just not for you. Like case in point, the Halo TV show. I love the Halo TV show because it's so different. It was what I've been wanting to see Halo do itself. So for this game to come out and be different than the cartoons, and for the movies that we've all seen and known and loved, like I said, I'm all for it. I hope they do it. I hope it's a slam dunk in the department of being just raw, and put it out there and say, here you go. Because when people were thinking about Jedi Fallen Order, there was skeptics out there, right? Because the first thing they were asking for was, where's the Star Wars 1313 that everybody was seeing that clip to, and that got canceled and all that. I don't know about this, man. EA is falling. And then
all the drama when it came to Star Wars games, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I could see a lot of people not being sure about about Jedi, like when it came out at first, but as people started playing it, they're like, oh damn, you know what I'm saying?
It changed. Yeah, because they give it up to Respawn. They went their own. They want to use EA's engine. They wanted to do it their way. They wanted to have it a different, and it wasn't like dark, but it was pretty damn intense. There were some intense moments in that game. So
for sure.
Yeah, so that's to me is that and that's why I cannot wait for Survivor, because I'm like, oh my God, this is a great franchise.
That one looks like it's going to be darker. It looks like that.
Yeah,
I think more people are
Survivor looks amazing. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
And I cannot wait. So but to the turtle situation, I am very, very excited for that news. Like, because I didn't. This is my first time hearing it. And when you was breaking it down, Dark, I was just like, oh yeah.
That's dude. I thought about you. Like, as soon as I read that, like I kind of think about people on my friends list, friends and stuff that would be into something like that. And I'm like, yo, if K Mega knows about these comic books, like what's in them, dude, he's gonna be so hyped for this. Like,
honestly, I recommend everybody read The Last Ronin.
Yeah,
comic
I have
book.
To check it out.
Absolutely
read
it.
That's the same thing that happened to me, and that's why I was so excited about Gotham Knights. Is because I was a new, because I mean, after my, there was a line that I cut myself off from reading comics. I don't read comics anymore like that. And so, when I was on someone's channel and we were talking and they were bringing up about the Courts of Owls for Batman, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then they were like, you ain't never. I was like, no. And so then I did go and look and then started reading on it. I'm like, what? But again, this was when I started. You know, I'm older at this point. I'm not reading deep into comics like that. You know what I'm saying? I got a kid.
Dude, I got it. I got it. K Mega.
Yeah.
You know how dark Batman comics are, right?
Yeah.
Batman in the comic books, Batman teams up with the Ninja Turtles for series.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, so like, so the worlds are similar. I would say Turtles are a little more intense than Batman, to be really honest with you, but it gives a good. It gives
because they kill people. They actually cut people's heads off and everything like that.
I've never read in the comics.
They're brutal, dude.
Animations and stuff like you know, there's different alternative like animations that they do. That's kind of like the DC universe stuff. Because I mean that is part of DC, and they're pretty dark in there. So and that's another thing too. And I know it may not be as dark as the comic that you're talking about, but I want to try to wrap this up because I'm doing a crispy right now. But my point was that with Gotham Knights was that why I was so excited about it was because of the fact of the Court of the Owls and how fantastic that storyline was. The same thing from what I'm hearing right now, so I'm going to be looking more into this Ronin situation, and that's what gaming needs is some originality, going deeper into the content that's available for them. Kind of like I feel like movies need to start doing instead of always rehashing all the same stuff.
Yes. They need to start pulling things from the shelf. The things that they got that they put on the shelf and start making some of that stuff instead of making this remix and stuff like that. Take a risk, man. These freaking companies are not taking risks, man.
Right. They're too scared. And you see it with video games too. It seems like they're too scared. If we keep going this route, we'll never have another Legend or a Labyrinth or a Willow or any of these crazy old time movies that you can remember
brought back Willow.
That was
They actually brought back Willow, but they canceled it.
Yeah, that was a TV show though.
I was like, really? They canceled that?
Dude,
after one season?
I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode of the new Willow, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. Yo, for real.
Dang.
For real.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing is that, like you said, Dark. There's so much information out there. Like, I mean, like, just think about right now, would there be somebody that would sign off on a Matrix?
Oh, I wish there would be.
Or not nowadays. No.
A John Wick game? Come on.
Now I'm talking.
Can I get a John Wick game?
You mean for a game? Like you talking about for a game or for a movie? Like,
for a movie.
Oh,
for now,
game,
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even sign off on it. They'd be like, no, it's too risky.
Too risky, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
they would have to do that movie independently, and honestly, most of the independent movies look better than half of the Marvel movies that are out there because they're.
Damn, bro.
I'm just saying.
They got rid of that. They got rid
of
that.
Hold on. Wakanda Forever says hello. Quantum Mania says hello. Like, dude.
They were good. Those were good looking, yes, but I think there's a lot of indie movies that are out there that look better.
I don't know. I think the Wakanda Forever. I think the story was one of the best ones this phase. No doubt, yeah.
I'm just saying that the independent has been,
I haven't seen
killing it.
You didn't see Wakanda Forever?
That much. I've seen it. I love it. I was talking about like independent movies. I need to get back on that kick. I've kind of fallen off on just watching movies and TV, except for just sports and news, and that's it. Everything else is just gaming or something else.
That's where I am, man. And again, like a new Marvel movie comes out, I'll definitely go to the movies. I do have a collection. I do have a collection on my Xbox of movies as well. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm with you, K Mega. It's all about sports, news, and video games, bro. That's what it's about. Let's go. But guys, we got more news, man. We got some really cool stuff to talk about. Like, yo. Guys, I hope you're excited for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you don't know kind of like the aura of the comic books, definitely take Dark's advice and check it out. Check out the Ronin arc as well. But check it out to kind of get an idea of where this game could go because I'm excited, man. And I've been batting pretty good for quite a while in terms of games I'm excited for, because we're going in to talk about Redfall right now. Because a couple weeks back, a bunch of people, I know Lord Cognito from Iron Lords, Colt Eastwood, of course, they had people from IGN, a bunch of people went to go play Redfall for an hour and a half. And the cool thing about this, because I guess there are a lot of people out there that are Arcane fans that were concerned about all the multiplayer aspects in an Arcane game. And they were concerned about the single player aspect of it. So, Arcane, when they got all these people, they're like, you know what? You're not going to team up. You're going for the single player story. So they played that for an hour and a half. And I got to say, the reactions that they have come out with, man, extremely, extremely positive. People digging the whole idea with the vampires and how you actually have to kill them in certain ways. You can't just, keep hitting them with the shotgun until they die. Of course, you got the wooden stake. You got fire. You got electricity. 3 ways to kill them, and getting them trapped and stuff like that. Says is a fun part of the game. All in all, the reactions are incredibly positive, and the news came out that there was a PS4, a PS5 port that was canceled. And dude, the extremists out there, the Sony extremists are really pissed. There's a guy, Nick, I believe Marcel, on Twitter. He is so mad. Like, every other post that he posts has to deal with, about people taking away games, and he's going.
I thought Redfall sucked.
Exactly, man. But the more and more, and I gotta say, the more and more that they show this game, the more and more polished it looks. You remember like the first shots, the first things we saw, and people were like, "Oh my goodness, like what is going on with this?" We saw like screenshots, leaked screenshots, and they're like, "Oh, this game's like garbage," right? And now look at it. It is 100 times better. And that's why people really can't judge early leaked screenshots of like menus and stuff like that and say how this game isn't going to be anything, because I have a feeling a lot of people are going to play this game. I know I'm there. I'm digging what I'm seeing. I cannot wait to play. Let's go Crispy on this one. Crispy! Dude, all the positivity, Redfall, all right, vampire game, open world, made by Arcane. Dude, what do you think about what you've been hearing? And dude, what do you think about the reaction that there was a PlayStation? I guess there was a PlayStation game. I don't know if it was just on paper, or if they were really in there on development for it, but it was canceled. And of course, there are people on Twitter that are angry. Phil said he wants more gamers to play the games. Why is he taking them away, bro? What are your thoughts, man?
Oh, you just went down like 4 rabbit holes all at once.
It was only 2. It was only 2.
No, but not really.
There's subcategory rabbit holes in there. I'll admit.
I am one of them people that loved what I saw, and you have to realize, like, if you go watch, Colt broke it down very well. He said, "Look, id and Machine Games, there's been multiple devs working on this game." Mm-hmm. And that's where you go and say, like, the gameplay I saw, okay, which is through video on demand or streaming or whatever it may be, looked really freaking good.
It did. I cannot wait.
It looked so good. I was like, I just want to play this with my friends. And they just kept showing the single player, and I'm probably going to play like a little smidge of single player, and it's going to be with somebody else or multiple people, whatever it may be, because I have played, like, I'd say halfway through Dishonored 2, and I was never an Arcane fan. And you know, obviously when you get stuff in Game Pass, you're just like, you know what? Like, everybody says this game's so damn good. And I was like, man, this game is just different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't finish it because I'm not like totally, but I was like, and then multiplayer, I was like, oh shit. And the pedigree, I mean, you could say what you want. The games haven't sold well, but their standing in gaming history are pretty up there. Anything that's Arcane's come out with. And you say, well, they're trying something new, which you have to respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've never done something like this before. But I'm with you, Bob. Like, they really said, you know what? The single player does matter, and we don't want you to forget this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go and say, like, you can go across the map and go do, like, we could literally have our single individual thing. If that actually happens where I can go and, like, you know, be by myself for a minute and be like, yo, I'm breaking off. You know what I mean? Well, obviously we'll be in a party or something. Mm-hmm. And then you go and do like this little part. And then you'd be like, yo, guys, come over here. We got some freaking great weapon or something that probably is going to show up for you. That would be really cool. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Most of the time when we play multiplayer games, you have to run in a pack. But if they really allow us to be, you know, like, so let's say you get far enough away from the, you know, everybody else you're playing with, and like maybe the level comes down from the vampires or something as you, like, you know, get farther away. That would be really cool. And the way they were talking, it was like they're trying to do something really weird with how the leveling and everything else when you play multiplayer. And I feel like I'm just hoping, because of what we've seen, that it transpires to what they're saying, because they haven't shown really enough of the multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm so intrigued. And you know, like, you can say what you want, but Back 4 Blood wasn't horrible, but it kept you on this linear path, and you constantly had this pack mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Left 4
and
Dead.
that's
Let's
where
be real. Back 4 Blood was Left 4 Dead, like, just now.
And it wasn't like, dude, I spent like 10 hours into it or something like that. And then it lost its luster, because sometimes you just want to be able to do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got from what they've been talking about. Now, I'm going to leave it at that, because like I said, you know me, I'm a multiplayer gamer. I don't really know what I'm going to get until it actually happens. You know what I'm saying? Because they really haven't shown nothing. Maybe in, you know, another like few weeks, maybe we see something else. That's fine and dandy. I'm going off of what I've seen. All I know is that the shooting mechanics, everything else, look very sound. Very, like, you know, visceral at times, like, you know, throwing that stake in there, like, obviously they're vampires. You know what I'm saying? Like, having the highlighted heart. I actually love that. You know what I mean? That's going a little old school. That's like the X-ray vision.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you see red. You know what I mean? Like you're fighting for your life. You see red, and you see there's the heart, and it just so happens that it shows up in your face. I'm cool with that. So I like everything that they're doing. I just want to see, because you know me, I'm going to be on the multiplayer more than anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go for that. You know, I'll take it as flattery for the PlayStation fan base that is angry about this now.
Well, before you get into the fan base, hold on real quick, because I got to shout out Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man, a supporter of this channel, of this show, and he just let everybody know that the super chat does indeed work. So if you do want to support the channel, you want to support the show, that is one way to do it. Of course, another way is to subscribe, as usual. But shout out to Sir X-Man hitting up the super chat, and he asks, is that K Mega's footage of Test Drive Unlimited? First off, there was no Test Drive Unlimited in the footage. So, yeah. But yeah, but this is all me right here. This is all me.
That's GT5, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut up.
But no, like I had to get that before like an hour passed, and then people are like, "Yo, this super chat, man, you didn't pick it up." I'm trying to find spaces now.
He actually legitimately asked after I said he's senile, and then he basically was like, I could see, and I'm like, that's not. I mean, I love you, dude.
So, Crispy, we're going in now. PlayStation fans, the extremists, not the fans, all right? Shout out to the PlayStation fans out there, the people who enjoy their system, but don't go out there on social media and try to get at people for getting excited about games and features and things that aren't a part of their system. So shout out to the PlayStation fans out there, but the extremists, bro, they got hold of the information. It came out, gaming news, that there was a PS5 version of Redfall, man. And they're mad about it. What are your thoughts here? Phil Spencer canceled it, man.
I thought Redfall sucked. I thought it was nothing to look at. I mean, but I'll give you credit, dude. You were like, dude, this is like,
it's gonna be fun.
And I was like, dude, I'm still intrigued, but as I've seen more and more, it's like, damn, this game looks way better than it used to look, and the playability and everything else, like, I always bring this up. Like, sometimes when you're playing the game, single player or multiplayer, you gotta feel like a god once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like just if you know like how to like, take the AI out, or even like, if you're that good at Halo multiplayer or something like, like when you feel like that, it is just incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those feelings that you only get when you really play in the game, or maybe you're damn good at sports and you're playing in the NFL, but most of us aren't.
Yeah, it's a very small percentage of people.
You get that little like taste of it when you're just playing that. Dude, I've been there with Gears, and sometimes I've been horrible, but sometimes I'm like bang, 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 headshot, freaking, everything else. You know what I mean? So you look at it, and the reason why they're so mad is because it actually looked good. So it's just a form of flattery. I mean, really. And this to come out after, it's actually hilarious, because I have about, like, I'd say 12 or 13 screenshots of people saying that exclusives are the only things that matter. Yet those same people decided to say that, how dare Xbox have an exclusive?
No, it's they're buying exclusives. It's not organic, sir. It's not organic.
Oh, well, I mean, I've seen enough of that. I mean, I do watch Oh No, It's Alex and Fritz sometimes. And yeah, I mean, Sony's been buying studios for a long time. Are they buying? Well, no shit. I mean, they bought Bungie. Oh, but Bungie said, no, we're going to release multiplayer, or you're not buying us.
That was the agreement. Like, it's either that or no.
People forget that. Like, dude, like, they said no, which they've done with Activision and other people that have merged with it. It's basically a merger. It's a true merger. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. Okay? The point is that you can hate it, but if you want to play it, you can play it on your $5,000 PC. It's okay. Like, dude, we're not going to hate you for it.
Have you been on my Twitter today? Because every time people have been complaining about this game and our next topic, I'm like, don't worry. You can play it on PC. Like, that's all I keep telling them, man. Oh, dude, great mind.
This is where I look at this and I say, think about this. You can say what you want. PlayStation is not releasing day and date onto PC like Xbox is.
Exactly.
Xbox hasn't done it like all the time in the beginning, but as Phil has said, dude, they're releasing there. You're going to be able to play on cloud on certain games. You're going to be able to play Redfall on cloud probably. Okay? And they haven't announced it yet. They're probably tweaking that out. But that's where I go and say Xbox.
Party. Yeah, it's gonna
hold your roll sometimes. Do not give us a date all the time, because what we've seen as you've delayed things. I mean, say what you want. Starfield looks way better than what we saw. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it keeps looking better. Yeah, you keep seeing that layer, that next layer of polish every time they show it again, bro.
And that's where like dude, like You go watch what is it, Visual Fidelity. Somebody put that out as a tweet. Go watch their comparison from when Hellblade 2 was announced and to what it is now. And you'll be like, holy hell. And you have to watch it on, like, if you don't have a good phone, like, don't do it. Go watch it on your TV. Like, it doesn't have to be any frames or nothing. Just go watch it on your TV. It's a 4K TV. Trust me, you will see the difference. And that's where I say, like, dude, like, just don't jump the gun, Xbox. And let the fan, you know what? They could throw all this shade and all this hate, but in realism, they're envious. And they should be. Because we actually get multiplayer games, people. I'm leaving it at that.
Damn, bro. Yo, he hit the nail in the coffin right at the end. He's like, I'm going to leave it right there. You did leave it right there. You left it flush with the top of the coffin, man. It's all the way in. We're not getting the top off, man. What's going on?
I'm about to make it worse.
Oh, shoot. Oh, God.
My man.
Our brother, Sir X-Man, is in the building. Yo, Sir X-Man, what's up, bro?
Not much. I just came in. I was listening to you, and I just came in to make a point real quick.
Uh-oh.
But I'll wait. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know, he came in when he heard Redfall. And then when I said about the extremist reactions, he's like, oh, I got something to say on this, brother. I got something to say. But yeah, no, good to have you on, man. Yo, shout out to Troyski. What is up, Troyski? Guys, I know we started the show, but now the show can officially begin. All right. I don't know. Let's go K-Meg on this. Let's go K-Meg. We're gonna have Sir X-Man hanging out with us for a little while. I hope you don't mind. I'm kidnapping you for a little bit. All right, sir?
I came in. How you kidnapping me?
Well, now that you're here, I locked the door, okay? and now
I would have texted you and said, let me in.
Well, you already had the key, bro.
Now you're gonna have to text him and tell him to let you out.
Yeah.
That's fucked up too.
Right, let's see K-Mega. Again, exciting times, man. As you can see, this year it's setting up. It's setting up with Xbox. You look at the games that are slated to come out. Of course, when it comes to Hellblade 2, like I stated months ago, it looks like that is headed to release this year as well. But I gotta ask you about Redfall, man. What the reaction from the people who played it? I see nothing but positive, man. Even Arcane fans that are used to like a game built around stealth in a certain way, now they're like, there's still stealth there, but it's to kind of like set you up to like to attack from this side, to get at the vampire, first and stuff. It's more strategic than just going in and stealth killing everything. Dude, what do you think about what you've been hearing so far? And what do you think about the reaction that, Phil canceled the PlayStation version of this game?
Well, I'll start off with the Arcane.
He'll start off with the good stuff first,
whatever,
because it looks good.
I'll go last. Yeah, no, I mean, well, I didn't get a chance to see it, so no, I didn't get a chance to see it, but
I knew I should have put a link in our DM, man. My bad.
It's all right, man. I've been busy doing my thing, but I believe that the game is going to be good, even though I was skeptical of it. Because of the fact of just of the last trailer that we seen, I was, complimenting it by saying that, look, man, I mean, this game is looking more polished. The more and more you see it, it seems like it's now going to be a game that's going to be on the radar. It's got my antennas up. Like, I'm looking at it like, okay, all right. I mean, I was going to play it regardless. But the one thing, of course, is that I don't, I was thinking that this is going to be more like maybe a looter shooter type of game, but maybe not. From what I've heard so far, from what Crispy was talking about.
Well, there are aspects like the guns are rated, like kind of like your common, uncommon, legendary. So there's aspects to looter shooter in there that I feel like adds to replay value and stuff. So it seems like a mix of a lot of different things kind of put together, man.
Well, and that's fine because I mean the one thing is that look, and I agree with Crispy on this one. Like, I mean, I was so hyped for obviously I can't even think of the name of the game right now because I didn't get to play it as much because there was just so many other games that came out, and you know how much I really enjoyed Left 4 Dead, but that seems to be the problem is that like you know once you get your feel of it, or for me it's like I mean there's just so many other games that came out that caught my interest over it. I didn't get a chance to really sink my teeth into
Back 4 Blood
that game. Yeah, Back 4 Blood. Thank you. I've seen some sales on it, but then I'm still kind of reluctant because I'm like, well, I don't know. They're looking like that they might do one more set of content and then
like
they
DLC?
might be done because DLC, and then I think that they might be done with it because of the fact that I think that they've seen that it's losing a lot of traction just because of just how big 2023 is and just you know, it's just one of those games that is Left 4 Dead it's got a place, but I don't think it
just never took off, man.
It just never took off like it was supposed to. With this game, you know, I was late adopted. I was late to getting into. I'm having a problem with games today. With Borderlands. So Borderlands 3 was the first game that I got the chance to really actually just sit down and just go through and beat. And I love it. So if it's like that, then, or even if it's got like a crazy style that's not similar but close to what Outriders is, I'm all in because I really enjoyed Outriders. I enjoyed this. So if it's got a semblance of that and plus its own little flavor to it, then I probably will be pleasantly pleased of how good this game is, and then I'll have to give you your props on it and say that look, you was right. This was a really, really good game. But I think that hearing people talk about it in a good light only just sets it up further for people to look for anything that isn't perfect within the game, and then just use that as their pinpoint of why this game wasn't perfect. And you're going to get that because of the fact that the game is now going to be on a particular console, which I find it to be really funny. But
it was being made, or at least like in the planning.
So was Stellar Blade. But what happened? I mean, they had it in the text. They had Stellar Blade with the logo with Xbox Series S and X logo there in the middle. What happened with all that?
That disappeared. There were dollar signs.
It disappeared. Man. It doesn't really make any sense. So again, like I'm gonna play it. I'm excited for it. I already have it pre-downloaded. So I will be playing it on the PC. You know what I'm saying? But through Xbox, so I'll still get my achievements. But I'm looking for it. It looks a lot more polished each time. You're right. Each time we see it, it's more and more
shinier,
polished.
bro.
So,
it's shinier.
Yeah, it's looking crisp, looking real crispy.
Pretty.
So, looking real pretty. But okay, so are we going on to the next part of this topic? We're talking about the stands that's losing their mind.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I gave you the two part. The stage is yours, bro.
All right, thank you. So, just like I was making my point about Stellar Blade, I found it to be really not only ironic but really, really, really fun that the same people that came to us and was talking about that Xbox needs to get new IPs, Xbox needs to get exclusives. Xbox has no games except for Halo, Gears, and Forza. Xbox needs to show competition. Xbox needs to just countless, numerous. You know, Xbox needs more, Japanese game, all that, right? And slowly but surely, by this generation got started, every narrative has been crossed out. The only one that's left is, I feel, is just having that super graphical, just that, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn.
I was gonna say super graphical. That's not a racing game.
No, that's not. Well, Forza got that locked down.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Gran
been
Turismo
there.
Don't look nowhere near as good as Forza. I don't even know why people even try to do that comparison. They know it when they're playing that damn game.
Dude, even
That's why they
the
show
open
those
world of
replays.
Horizon, like when you put them side by side, like I'd rather
It's not.
I'd rather
it's not-
be in Horizon. Man.
I post that video on Twitter, me playing both Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo Sport and then GT7. And it was just like, yo, what is this? And I'm like, I'm showing the game. No, you dumbed the graphics up. No, I did not. Where's this playing on? It's playing off of PlayStation 4. You know, like this is just what's going on. Now, anyway, regardless, but it's tragic to see that when people ask for competition and then they're starting to get it, that it's a problem. And what's really funny, and I said this last week, is that about the whole, Starfield effect, where it's really starting to hit now that there is a really big, huge Xbox game that is not Halo, Gears, or Forza that's going to be dropping here this year exclusively. That's crazy. And just think about what's happened with Xbox just within the first 3 months. And they're hitting on all cylinders. When you also include Hi-Fi Rush, how excellent that game was. That game didn't have really that many bugs, if not any. I played that game. I'm going to play it and play the story again. I love that game so much.
Hell yeah.
Redfall. That's going to be a bigger title. Everybody kind of looked at Redfall when it first came out to be kind of like, yes, a throw-in
Hold on,
title,
everybody?
multiplayer.
Hold on. Everybody? Everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody. Even you. When we first seen it, you was like, "Oh, this looks scope up. I'm tired of zombies and stuff, but vampires, yeah." But then everybody kind of looked at this game as a throw-in but you was one of the first people that was like, "No. I think this is going to be it.
It's going to catch fire, bro. This is going to catch fire, bro."
Right. No, but I don't think anybody looked at this as saying like, "Man, no, this is going to be in that top echelon of Xbox games." But Hi-Fi Rush came in out of nowhere. And if Xbox is throwing a game that came out of nowhere that they didn't advertise and it's hitting like that, they've been really promoting Redfall decently. So that tells you that they feel that this game is going to be something special, more special than Hi-Fi Rush. So of course that this game is, now it's like, whoa, wait a minute. So now you got Hi-Fi Rush, you got Redfall, you're going to have Forza that's going to eventually come in 2027.
Oh, shut up, man! You gotta kill you, dude. You're a racer too, and you gotta do it to me as well, man.
I know. It's just fun to me because you know it's coming. But
dude, I'm gonna tell my son that you guys do this to this day because he's the one who started this, man.
You got Forza 7, and then you're gonna have Starfield, and then possibly have Stalker 2 drop.
And Hellblade.
I don't think Hellblade's going to drop.
Oh, it's dropping this year, bro.
I would love it, but I think I'm going to have to pull back and say that that's going to be a 2024 title. But that lineup, that's five exclusive titles for Xbox, right? And we're not talking about the other ones. And just think about that lineup right there for compared to what PlayStation is bringing, which there's only. Is there really one game that PlayStation is going to be dropping that they actually own?
They have Forspoken.
They don't own that at Square Enix.
They don't own that.
That's Luminous Square Enix.
They paid time exclusivity on
but
that.
But for right now, it was still exclusive to Sony.
It's exclusive, but it's not. But they don't own it. They don't own it. They don't own Spider-Man. They own this movie, right?
Know.
They don't own Spider-Man.
I know, but everybody else says
the Final Fantasy 16 that's going to be coming out, or the Final Fantasy 7 remake sequel.
They didn't own Final Fantasy 7 either, my friend. But look what happened.
Yeah, for real.
But listen to my point instead of interrupting me.
Ooh.
Do they? Ooh. Please, because you're just talking, but you ain't listening to my point. Let's just listen to my point. All these games that PlayStation is coming out with this year. So far, for what we know, do they own them? Only one. Which one is that?
Oh, you're right. They don't own Spider-Man. Damn.
They don't own the Spider-Man. That's Disney Marvel.
Yeah, but they're first-party studios making it though, so it's a first-party game.
But do they own all of the rights to Spider-Man? Do they own the video game rights to Spider-Man?
No, they don't.
So they don't own it. They do not own it. They may own Insomniac, but they don't own, but they don't own it.
Dude, that is such a weird thing. Like, I don't know if we've ever seen that in this industry. You know what I'm saying?
No, we have seen it. PlayStation 4 ate good off of that.
He said PlayStation did it before.
PlayStation 4 ate good off of that.
Oh,
off
shit.
of a lot of the games that they touted from you looking at before we found out that Nier Automata was going to come to Xbox. There was Nier Automata, there was the Personas, there was other Final Fantasy, there was a lot of Square Enix.
I'm surprised we never got a Resogun on Xbox. I played that on PS4. That was fun.
Yeah, that's a really good game. But that's the point I'm trying to make. So every game that Xbox is going to drop is owned by them, except for Stalker. Stalker is going to be kind of like is going to be like a third party exclusive. So you see the difference here. So how is it that the narrative is that Xbox needs to have exclusives, and they got them, but then yet you want to say that they don't deserve to keep them because they were going to potentially come over to PlayStation at one point. Well, Microsoft bought them. Microsoft bought ZeniMax, and so I mean, it's kind of crazy. While PlayStation is just going through the motions and doing their third party swap meet deals as they've been doing for years. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's like
swap meet.
Mega, you know what it is? You know what it is, Mega? These people are not. They're not mad that Microsoft and Xbox like bought this publisher and you know now owns these studios. What they're mad about is that PlayStation can't do the same thing equally. Is what's going on. Because you remember when we first started hearing about like the Bethesda thing and stuff like that, all of a sudden they're like, well, PlayStation, they'll take Take-Two. Or you know what I'm saying? They were like, they'll buy EA or something like that, but they can't do that. They can't afford it. You know, and they can't do that. And I think that's what pisses these people off when it comes down to this whole thing.
I mean, that Sony had just as much as opportunity to go after ZeniMax or some studios from ZeniMax, just like Microsoft or anybody else did. They just didn't, and they didn't really trip out about it, and so neither did their PlayStation stand, the PlayStation stands that kept on running around talking about, well, no, these Bethesda games are buggy, they don't really sell on Xbox anyway. Who cares? Nobody care about those games. Those games are, all of a sudden they starting to care because they're getting hit with the same thing that Xbox has been getting hit with for a whole 13 plus years. Huge difference. Think about that. How many of us have sit here through the Xbox One generation and was like, damn, I wish that game came on here. Damn. Made me damn so much that I'm like, man, I'm going to have to build me a gaming PC. So to me, it's kind of like what you said. If you want Redfall and you don't want to buy an Xbox, get a PC.
You play it on PC.
Play it on PC.
Dude, I'll tell you something right now. The young one, my stepson, the way I look at him at this point, dude, all he plays is PC, bro. Like, and he's played like grounded on the PC and just loved every minute of it. Like he completed everything, played with a bunch of people. Then he'll go to VR. Like he don't give a fuck, dude. The PlayStation 4 is just sitting downstairs in the tag sale pile right now because he's like, dude, like it's so easy to play on Xbox or PC and have friends from either or on these games, and I just have fun playing with my friends. And is that so hard to fathom? Like, I get that, like some of us have grown up being by myself, like playing a game and pushing myself through it, but at the end of the day, like, I go into these realms now, whether it be whatever game I'm playing, and I always find somebody that, I end up making friends with. And I think that's fun. And I think that's, like the younger generation is going to look at Xbox and be like, it's too easy to do that. And that's where you go and say, like, Redfall. Like, you know, Arcane's never done something like this. By all means, please do. Let's see what you got. And that's where I'm apprehensive, but I'm also intrigued. You know what I mean? So
apprehensive about anything. We just talked about this in the very first topic. Is that this is what is needed in gaming, because you know, to have the opportunity to get games like this. Like, I mean, that is what you want Xbox to, you know, Microsoft to back Xbox on flexing money muscle, is because to give these studios the opportunity to make games that they've envisioned that we have not experienced, or something that they have never done before that's out of their wheelhouse, to see what can be done. That's the power of Game Pass. That's the power of the purse of Microsoft. We're seeing the difference right here being laid out. Like, I mean, we'll keep talking about Halo, Gears, and Forza for Xbox, but what about PlayStation? Like, I mean, we can start making a song for them too, because they ain't going too far away from the wheelhouse. So I don't know, but I just wanted to make that point. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be rude to you, Sir X-Man, but I was like, man, you're not hearing what I'm saying. You just, bruh, you know what I'm saying?
No, I understood what you were saying, and
I think everything.
Your facts was cool, bro.
Everything was put out in a
cool.
very.
Because K-Man can bring facts.
Oh God, get over yourself.
Damn it. well, Sir X-Man is actually gonna have to wait another hot second, because we're gonna get to Dark Optimus. Yeah, no, you're gonna be hanging with us, man. Yo, Dark reactions from Redfall, bro. Dude, I think I'll let you know, because we were talking about this. We were talking about like the story trailer the last time we were talking about Redfall. And I remember we were picking people. I think I picked the right person with the sniper. I saw his special and how he was just headshotting everything on the streets. Like, pop, 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 pop. Done. Cleared. I think I picked the right character, man. But, dude, what do you think about the reactions? And what do you think?
Real quick, I just want to read what Abacab said, and so I want to hear what Dark has to say about that too. Abacab said Redfall is going to score in the low 80s on Metacritic and be considered a flop by most gamers. Starfield may end up being mid 80s on Metacritic. Too many people will strike it because it's owned by Microsoft.
Good thing Metacritic isn't the end all be all when it comes to good games. That's all I gotta say, man. And I have a feeling if Starfield is everything that the developers and then the people that are like testing it are saying, it should be a Game of the Year contender, man.
I'll say this for his comments. Any PlayStation gamer out there that sees both of these games get an 80, go shoot yourself in the foot if you don't play these games. Because you tout 80 plus Metacritic games all the time. If these games get hit an 80 or more, and you don't play these games, shoot yourself in the foot. Just shoot yourself in the foot.
Ow.
Yeah.
It's rough, dude.
I mean, you know,
it's gonna be a permanent limp.
That one actually hurts personally, Dark. Thanks. Man.
Well, I'm sorry, man. I forgot. I forgot to throw on my bed.
But dude, so what do you think about the reactions of Redfall, bro?
I've heard mixed things. You know, I've heard that, you know, there's some people that absolutely adore it and think it's a lot of fun. I've heard people say that they, you know, the ones that have previewed it or have played it said that, you know, there's something missing from it or whatever. And I think a lot of those people are the ones that didn't play it in co-op. I feel like this is going to be that kind of game where you're going to want to play it in co-op. But yeah, I from what I've seen of the game, it looks good, man. You know, I don't see it being a crappy game at all. You know, I don't think there's going to be any anything that's going to make people go, you know, what happened, Microsoft. You know, I don't. At least I've seen so far, I haven't seen anything like that. You know, but I think it's going to be that game that's just that really tell I think it's going to be that first game that comes out that Microsoft can say, yeah, we made a pretty good game. We made something good. Here and people need to play it. So, and the beauty of that is it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. It's on PC. Anybody can play it anywhere. Anywhere you have the ability to do it.
Just play it on PC.
I mean, I don't really know what you want me to say about the reactions, but I just think that it was just people were mixed on it. Some people thought it was good, some people didn't. Thought it was kind of whatever.
What's funny, Dark? I watched like a few reactions, a few thoughts, stuff like that. And what I like to do is like the people I saw in the chat. I think it was Troyski said he checked out Colt Eastwood's video, and shout out to him and all his success and stuff like that. But when it comes down to stuff like this, I have a tendency to look at places where they haven't been so nice to Xbox, because if the game is so good that they have to say it. And if they're like nitpicking like the littlest things, I'm like, all right, this is a good game, and they're just trying to find something negative. And when it came to doing it that way, dude, I seen like the IGN stuff like that. I seen a lot of people saying this is gonna be a good one, man.
Yeah. I mean, same here. That's that's what I've been seeing as well. But let's get into the meat, dude. Let's get into the meat of this conversation, right? The juiciness. I didn't
know this was the topic you're excited about. Go, bro.
The hypocrisy that people are saying out here, And don't get it twisted. You are a hypocrite if you're saying that Xbox is letting is taking games away from PlayStation, because PlayStation has been doing this for years. They've been doing this since the beginning of PlayStation. They've been doing this. I mean, they did it with Final Fantasy.
You're going back there, all right? Because I was going to defend. I was going to be.
No, you can't defend this, dude. You cannot defend this because
this
you know why?
This is 20 years. Dark, you're on to it. Thank you.
This is 20, almost 25 years. I think it is actually going to be 25 years. Since the PlayStation 1. So PlayStation 1, like, what game did they get that Nintendo had?
What happened?
Final Fantasy.
Right? Yeah. Right? Final Fantasy was Nintendo before that.
It was on Nintendo, but of course, yes, Square Enix.
Man, money talks.
Square Enix made a kind of, I guess, compelling argument that making this game for a cartridge would kind of.
Dude, I'm glad you know your shit, because I was going to be like they wanted to put it on disc.
Right.
They wanted to put
it on disc because that's where the market was going and things like that. So that makes sense.
Tomb Raider 2 also, Dark. They took it away from.
Right, they took it away. Yep. Yeah. Sir X-Men's right on that. They've been doing this for years, eons, since they've been in the gaming industry. It's no sweat off my back if Xbox does this to them, because good, competition, man. That's what we want. We want competition. That's what I want. I want competition. I want PlayStation and Xbox to go head to head and just
create some bangers, baby.
Right, exactly, dude. That's what I want. I want bangers from both companies, and just we're eating good if that happens, and when that happens, we're eating like steak and lobster every single night.
Dude, speak about competition just real quick. I just realized something. I believe that Hellblade 2, do you remember when Horizon released and Phil Spencer's kind of like response? That was at a point in time where he was really trying to talk about multiplayer. He's trying to get close to Crispy real quick. He's like, yeah, multiplayer is where it's at. He's like, when it comes to the single player, it's Loose quotation.
Viper, you silly, bro.
Oh no! Oh no!
Viper, you silly. That made me laugh. Though.
I just got
Thanks for that, bro.
completely distracted because of that. Thank you, sir.
Viper always knows how to come up with something that just is hilarious. But
he is a disruption machine right there for that quote.
Yeah, man, that's the thing, right? These companies, if you don't want these companies to compete, then stay off the internet. Stay away from the internet. And just play your games on your PlayStation or on your Xbox, and you do you, right? But if you want these companies to compete, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this back and forth. You're going to see PlayStation complaining about certain things. You're going to see Xbox complaining about certain things. And then we're just going to continuously have that competition. But then what does that generate? That generates more people to be like, well, I like Xbox because of this game, or I like PlayStation because of that game, or I enjoy Nintendo because of this, or whatever, and that creates more competition, creates more games, more revenue for these companies, and
quality
gives
products for us. Exactly.
Quality products, right? Exactly. Gives us quality products. If one of these companies were to ever go away and we don't have a place to compete, because let's face it, Nintendo is not competing with both of these companies. PC, No. I mean, they do to a certain extent, but they're not like in the same boat as like Xbox and PlayStation, right? Like they do to a certain extent.
Okay,
they do with their exclusives, right?
Can I just say this?
But
we're talking. You're talking about, and this is where I'm gonna have a problem. Graphical fidelity. That's really, frames per second.
I'm not talking
mobile
about
aspect.
What I'm saying is that Nintendo's kind of in their own little lane, right? Because they kind of go and do whatever they want to do, because they don't see either one of these companies as competition, right? They just go and do their own thing.
They see Microsoft as one because they just signed a 10-year contract with them. I'm just saying.
I don't think that's more competition. I think that's just
make
more
your enemies close.
Yo,
hold
on.
I think that's more.
The industry looks at them as competition at the end of the day. If not, then they wouldn't put NPDs with the three companies there for units.
If we're gonna go by the industry, yes, both of these companies compete. All three of these companies compete, right? But I think.
But in terms of Nintendo, don't give a fuck what the other two do.
Right, exactly. Which is a thing for PlayStation and Xbox, that if one of these companies do go away, who are they going to have to compete with? Right? They're not going to have really anybody to compete with at that point. And what does that drive? That drives down quality of stuff, because people are just consuming it. Kind of like how movies are now. People are just consuming them because they're just...
You know what? And I will make this prediction right now. I feel like Amazon is quietly creeping in, and they're going to come out with something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we have another piece of competition, if we have something like that, then we don't have to worry about it at that point, right? If one of these companies goes away, then we have another company that's in there. I'm saying, as of right now, we don't have anything that's substantial or concrete that is... I mean, yes, Amazon is trying to get into the gaming world with the Luna, with their Luna service, and then, they are creeping in other aspects and stuff like that, but right now, we don't have somebody that's on the same level as Xbox and PlayStation. That's what I'm saying, is that we don't have somebody there right now that could take over that spot and be the driving force to drive competition. Okay. So that right there is what we want. I at least what I want. I can't say for everybody else, of course. I'm not going to say we. I shouldn't say we. I shouldn't have said we. But for me personally, I want competition. I want Xbox to be like, F you, Sony. We're going to go and we're going to make Call of Duty exclusive.
Oh.
Why not?
Oh.
No.
Why not?
You know that goes
sense.
completely against
I know.
what
I know it does. But what I'm saying is that if they did that, what would that do? That would drive Sony to do better with their multiplayer gaming, right? It would drive them to do stuff.
The only
they haven't done.
argument,
Guys,
the only argument that I could use at this point in time is that if they were to do that after what they promised regulators, regardless of Sony signing or not, it would cause problems if they wanted to purchase something else, maybe much smaller.
Right. That would be.
That's where I say Microsoft's playing chess. Sony thinks they're playing chess, but they're really playing checkers, and it's been vice versa. You know, like I'd say 5 to 7 years before, we were at vice versa, and that's where I go and say the only thing I could always say is that, you know, if Sony was doing the same thing, and we're not bringing up the damn TVs, we're not bringing up Windows or nothing like that. We're talking about gaming, people.
Yeah, just gaming.
I see that. I see that all the time. Like, oh, they're a $2 trillion. Their gaming market is trash compared to Sony. Sony has owned this shit forever, and that's where I go and say, dude, competition is key, and we see it in like automobiles and like, you know, like even like if you watch a sport, like sometimes like somebody wins you don't think is gonna win. You know what I'm saying? And you look at that and you say, what does that make that team that always wins do? Do better next time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way you feel. Like eventually, you know, this team that has been winning for years is going to die off for a second and then come back even better. You know what I mean?
Right. That's maybe I shouldn't have said make Call of Duty exclusive, because Jonathan Ball is right. If they made it exclusive, they would lose money on, you know, people playing it on PlayStation, right? They would lose that market. They would lose those people. Because there will be those people that'll be like, I'm not getting an Xbox, I'm not getting a PC, I'm not getting a Switch just to play Call of Duty. There's going to be those people, right? I don't know how much of a majority of those people would actually do that, but you know, time will tell if that actually happens. I honestly think at this moment, Xbox is all they're worried about is just if the deal goes through or not. They're just like, we want this to happen. But you know, to get back to the whole Redfall stuff with PlayStation not getting it and Xbox is, you know, going into the meeting room and saying, no PlayStation, just Xbox and PC. No PlayStation. I think if they didn't do that, we'd be waiting a lot longer for these games, right? Like Redfall probably wouldn't have come out until next year. Starfield probably wouldn't have come out until the year after.
That's
or something
point,
like that.
By the way,
because they would have had to make
didn't even think
multiple SKUs, right? They would have to make multiple things to, you know, multiple SKUs to get these games to run on the consoles.
Yeah, because
right?
PC, you got a wide range of hardware that you got to develop for. So you add unique hardware on top of that. When it comes to the PlayStation, you're just adding time. That's a great, dude. I never thought of that, man.
Which which adds more time to the process, right? So, and then of course, you know, Microsoft was like, well, we own them now, and you guys haven't announced that you're gonna, you know, make this for PlayStation. Don't make it. Just put it on Xbox and PC, and that's it. I mean, yes, were they probably in the inner workings of making Redfall and Starfield for PlayStation? Yeah, probably. But oh well. I mean, they were in the workings of making an Xbox version of Stellar Blade, and PlayStation swooped in and said, "Well, we'll give you guys the money," because they were having if nobody knows, they were having trouble, trying to get this game to, work and stuff, and they were having trouble with, money and things like that. And PlayStation came in and said, well, then, we'll give you guys the money and you guys make it an exclusive for PlayStation. So, you can't, I don't think, here's where I think a lot of people kind of, get things kind of screwed, because they try to blame Xbox or PlayStation for some of these deals that go on, but you kind of have to blame the publishers and the developers as well, because they're the ones that are taking the money. They're the ones that are accepting this stuff.
Dude,
so if they're accepting it, then it create,
That's why when it comes to Square, when it comes down to it, you're right. Like it's not just shame on one. There's multiple people in this whole thing, and the developer, the publisher, they have the publisher has to accept the money. When it comes down to it, I don't like the way Square has been treating people who own an Xbox who like their games. Therefore, I'm just not dealing with them. I have no interest in them.
I mean, even Square. I think I saw it earlier this week where Square came out and said something about how, in Japan, the reason why they've kind of gone towards the PlayStation and Nintendo, and partially PC, is because in Japan that's what people play on. They don't play on Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's starting to change, of course, because, you're starting to see, Xbox Series S, especially the Series S,
but
Japan, kind of
Japan is
get
only
Japan to,
fraction of a worldwide consumer base, though.
Why but they're based in Japan, though. But they're based in Japan. That's why they're put
yourself in a small alley. Why would you hang out in one small alley if you're in the middle of New York City?
Because it's out of sight, out of mind, right? They're in Japan, so
I thought they would want money. Though. My bad. My bad.
Right? No. Absolutely, I agree. I think they should. I think they should put everything, all their games on all consoles. But I see why they don't, because they're looking at the market that loves them the most, and they're saying, "Well,
I don't know if you saw what K Mega posted, but
I know. I know that there are people here.
They called out Sony for anti-competitiveness.
I know that there are people here that love Square Enix games. I know that there are people here who love JRPGs. I know that, but it's not like a majority like in Japan. Like Japan is, they love their RPGs over there. They love them.
Okay.
Like everybody over there loves them, and they love their like Crossfire type of, Call of Duty online type of, stuff. They like that stuff too.
Okay.
But it's just it's crazy when I hear that, when I hear PlayStation gamers, be like, well, I can't believe they're doing this right now. And it's like, what did you expect them to do? Did you just expect them to lie down and take it? They're not going to do that. They're a multi-trillion-dollar company. They're not going to do that. And it's the same thing with PlayStation. They're not going to lie down and just take it. They're not going to do that. They're going to fight back tooth and nail, both of these companies, and we're benefiting from
when they fight, we benefit at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I definitely agree with that. Yo, real quick, shout out to RG Viper X, who has been a member for 16 months on this channel. Shout out to you, brother. He says 10 years is adequate enough for Sony to have a competent competitor to Call of Duty. Let's see, SOCOM, Resistance, Medal of Honor, Killzone Remake. They own Bungie, dude.
They own Bungie.
Calm down with the Bungie thing. Don't try.
Yeah, you can't really.
Don't try to take away Destiny, man. Don't try to take away Destiny from me. It's not going to work out. Yo, shout out real quick to Review Scientology USA and
what a name, right?
Brother, that's a new name. I gotta say that's gotta be a new name. If you were here before, yo, shout out to you. My apologies, but your name really sticks out. Hitting up that super chat, he says Square Enix knows Xbox guys don't buy their games. Now, I would ask. I don't know for sure, but I would say that when Final Fantasy 15 came out, it came out on Xbox One. I believe they did sell units on Xbox.
They did. Yeah.
Of course,
it wasn't.
It wouldn't go.
It wasn't to their
PlayStation.
standard, of
it wouldn't
course,
go over
but
PlayStation. But I'm pretty sure it was a nice chunk of change. You know what I'm saying?
For all that to be said, because that's one of the biggest excuses that I've heard. Why is it then that Final Fantasy VII Remake is not outsold Final Fantasy 15 to this point at all? Not even close.
Yeah, it's because people were probably like, that game exists, you know? That's probably what it was.
No, it's because they left it off a platform. That's why it's not
Yeah,
close.
no, you're right. I know, I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
We'll find out about how Octopath 2 is going to be on Nintendo. So, or is Octopath Traveler 2 is on Nintendo, right? It should be.
It's on Nintendo and it's on PlayStation right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's on PC too.
We'll find out. Yeah, it's on PC as well. We'll find out about what's the games with Goofy and Mickey Mouse.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. We'll see how Kingdom Hearts does if PlayStation goes ahead and lock up Square Enix or makes a deal to keep Kingdom Hearts 4 exclusive only on PlayStation and PC, and see if the sales, see how those sales reflect.
Again,
I think what's going to be interesting.
Again, that's another game that I don't think did well. Like Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't think it did that great.
Didn't.
No, overall,
really like
but
it.
It's still, but still.
To your point, K-Mega. I think what's going to be even more interesting is to see what Final Fantasy 16 does. Just being on PlayStation 5 alone. It's not on PlayStation 4. It's not on PC. It's on PS5 only now.
Didn't I see something that said that like Final Fantasy VII Remake only sold like 2 million copies?
Something like that, yeah.
It's like the 5 to 7, I think, right now. While Final Fantasy 15 is like 15 to almost like between 15 and 20.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
10 to 15.
I don't know exactly what their logic is behind. We can only go off of what they're telling us, right? We can't go off of anything else.
Like a couple months back, they were talking about how much, or like a month and a half, 2 months back, Square was talking about how much they love Xbox.
Exactly, and that's how they contradict themselves all the time, right? They and that's the thing. Like we can only go off of what they say, and right now they're just they want to talk a little trash. Sometimes they want to say, oh, well, we didn't mean it that way. We meant it like we love Xbox, but Xbox, doesn't, people don't buy their games, or whatever, I mean, which is not true because I know plenty of Xbox guys who buy their games even though they have Game Pass. I mean,
dude,
it's almost a no-brainer.
We don't even have to justify that. The people that say that crap, try to battle with that. I don't even pay him no mind. I'm just
honestly, I think less people buy games on PlayStation because I'm telling you right now, I've seen so many JRPGs and RPGs that have sold so less in the past year or past couple years on PlayStation but then they sit here on Twitter and Facebook or wherever they're twiddling their little thumbs on, sitting here that they want more turn-based games and they're not buying them. So, what is it? Do you want the turn-based games that Square Enix is giving you, or do you just want to tout about it? You can.
They just want them in the library. That's all.
There's just one cloud.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what do you expect if these companies go to a different source to get their revenue?
Even the damn freaking first responders are talking smack right now.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
putting on the sirens. They can't stand.
Oh, did you hear the sirens in the background? Sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark. I think they found the
Freaking
body.
out.
Dark. I think they
Yeah,
found
they
the
found a
body.
body. They found a body in MacArthur Park, like they always do. But
Oh,
You
that's
live
fucked,
down the
dude.
street from like a murder park.
MacArthur Park is one of the most dangerous parks in
Dark lives
in
near
LA.
Murder Park. That's where he.
Yeah, it's basically Murder Park.
Murder Park.
Yeah,
Holy crap,
yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah,
I'm
over there.
pretty sure
Is that
Bot's
over
been
there
there
by
a few
Skid Row?
times.
But yeah, man,
a couple of the dangerous cities in the world, like yeah.
you got at least one area where you're like, yeah, no, never go there ever.
No, we got like 5.
Do you guys have fun?
I have been
see
known.
that.
I have been known to hang out on Kimberly Ave in New Haven, in Marina Village in Bridgeport, and the west side of Bridgeport, aka Wood Ave.
Yeah, look up Bridgeport. Yeah, no, Bridgeport's no joke. New Haven used to be bad. Now it's not that bad.
Kimberly's
Bridgeport
terrible.
and New London. Oh man. Woo.
Yeah, even in LA, there's so many bad areas. You know, you just can't escape it.
Hold on, maybe-
You know,
let me
one
say-
area is good, one area is
Let me say,
bad.
when
It
you're
just
from Bridgeport's not bad. Yeah, like
yeah. I mean, if you're from those areas, yeah, you what to do.
yeah, Chicago definitely has a few too. You shout out to you, Viper. Yeah.
He knows people.
All of Detroit is just a bad area alone.
Okay.
You know.
Hey, all right.
Stop
We're drifting.
Stop
We're drifting.
it.
Hold on.
That's
We're gonna
mean.
bring it back.
No,
Hey,
No,
yo,
I can say that because I'm from Michigan and I know Detroit.
All right,
Like
I
it's
got
not that
family.
bad. It's not that bad, but
guys,
Yeah,
guys,
but
this is the
and
first
I grew
time.
up in Pontiac for a while.
oh, did you?
so-
Nice.
The
Yeah.
first time,
Yeah.
first time in history,
was rough.
I am gonna bring it back with Sir X-Man. Yeah,
Oof.
we're bringing it, we're reeling it back, and we're using Sir X-Man to do that. Bro, you jumped on, and it's great to have you on. I hope you didn't mind the wait. I liked having you around. You know what I'm saying? But you had something to say about Redfall. What's going on, bro?
It's not about just about Redfall, but I'm about to hurt some feelings.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Get
So-
the highlight reel ready. Let's go.
This is going to be about Redfall at the end, but let me make my point about the game, and the situation about why they want to try to say that all Xbox games should be on their consoles. So, I'm going to go back to God of War. That was on your console. The last other game you had put out in between the time of God of War and Forspoken, we had 2 games. Well, yeah, 2 games come out about a little bit from each other. We had High on Life and Hi-Fi Rush. So we had our 2 games that were highly rated. Also,
Well, High on
Between
Life,
those-
High on Life came out as a multiplat though, and it was day 1 on Game Pass. I believe. Don't
I thought High on Life was just an exclusive.
No, it was a day 1 on Game Pass. That was kind of like the big thing. For the Xbox gamer, for the ones who have Game Pass, it's like that game day and date went into Game Pass. But I believe, it was definitely multiplat when it came out.
I stand corrected.
I'm sorry.
So
I
that
just want to make sure people got
That's fine.
100%,
I stand corrected.
Oh, you're talking about High on Life.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think that was Xbox and PC.
It
wasn't-
Came out on PlayStation.
It didn't come out on PlayStation.
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh, okay.
And so
Then I
X-Men,
guess
you know,
right.
It didn't come out on Nintendo either, so
It's too R-rated for Nintendo. That wasn't gonna happen.
I mean they can run it on the cloud over there. I mean they can run it
If
on
Phil
the
Spencer
cloud.
had say, it would-
You see some of the games
No,
they have
no,
on
no, no.
there?
Yeah, I know,
Nintendo.
I know.
But go ahead, Sir X-Man. My bad.
Okay, so pretty much we're 2 for 2 there, except Forspoken will be on Xbox supposedly next year. So I'll
They
give
can
that an
keep that.
if on
They-
that
they-
because
they-
I'm not. Don't take that to the bank. Don't do that, dude.
But
Don't do that to
I
yourself.
I'm trying to set an example here.
Oh, okay. Let's
So
get it
other
on.
than that, and the supposed God of War, not God of War, but Spider-Man 2 supposedly coming out, which is Not really confirmed. It just put a marker up there to say fall. So pretty much Microsoft, their exclusives are those two that I previously mentioned. Then you got Redfall. Then you got Forza. And then you have what's that damn game again? Oh,
Starfield.
yeah, Starfield.
Yeah.
So pretty much, other than that, Microsoft has more exclusives than Sony is prepared for in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that saying to Sony players is all of a sudden, oh, these games should be on our consoles. They should be on our consoles. Because you don't have anything coming out this year. That's why you want those games, and that's why you're making such a big fuss about it. Because you ain't got nothing.
You know what you just said, dude? Because we called Xbox out all last year. We really did. And none of these motherfuckers will call out PlayStation when they have nothing right now.
Yep.
And that's the problem I have. Don't be a fucking hypocrite. Okay?
But
PlayStation
your
has
head out of
nothing
your
right now.
ass.
But now they want to cry about it and say, no, those should be on us. Those should be on us. They did the same thing with High on Life. I mean, not High on Life, but Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
They were crying saying, why ain't that on our console? That should be on our console. Now they're crying that Redfall fall when they had no interest of it, didn't know nothing about it. But then it comes to Xbox. There were no contracts about it. Nothing. And then they find out about it, last year? Then they start seeing more gameplay of it after ripping it and saying it sucks. But now all of a sudden they want it. Just like they're crying about, the Starfield improvements. That's starting to look tasty. But now they want it all of a sudden. So what you're saying is Microsoft is making exclusives, but you're not. Except for Spider-Man, of course. So that's where all the crying is coming from. And from the IGNs, the whoever else, magazines and all them, that's where the crying is coming from. Because I'm sorry, they're Sony stands. And they can't get what they want. But they'll downplay this game until it starts getting more pub, more panache, more favoritism out there in the industry. The true, magazine sites and the true sites that rate games for what they are, not for which console makes it. So they're starting to hear through the grapevine how good Redfall is looking, how good it's probably going to flow. And they don't like it because they have nothing coming out.
Well,
so
I mean, they do have some stuff coming out, but it's not exclusive. It's not exclusive. Not necessarily exclusive to them, right? They have Final Fantasy 16. They have Chia, which is an indie game that came out this past week.
I would have played Final Fantasy 16.
That Chia looks cool, actually.
I would have played Final Fantasy 16 if it was multi-plat, but it's not.
Right.
So that's on Square Enix's hands. We ain't got no control over that. But Microsoft bought these companies. And you're going to cry about it when how many companies went back? Like, did Sega Genesis get any other games? Did the Saturn get any other games when Sony was stealing exclusives?
Sega got their
Sega got screwed.
Shit pushed in, bro.
yeah, for real.
It's like
Sega Saturn, like that era, like between PS1 and PS2. Holy
and the Saturn
shit.
was a fantastic console too, and that thing just died.
I didn't know you had one.
I didn't
have one. I had a friend
games, bro. That's the problem.
No,
Sony's like, yo,
Saturn
you
had
can
good games.
develop. No, but they didn't have enough, dude. I walked down.
Yeah, no, because
how many times I walked down Blockbuster aisle and to be like,
You know what?
I'm going to have a fucking PlayStation.
You know why they didn't have
He's
enough?
putting his age
You wanna
right
know
now.
why they didn't have enough games, Chris? Because Sony was paying for the other games to be on their system.
You act like
That's why.
online was relevant, Mr. Dark.
We had
Sir.
Hold it. The Sega Saturn.
There's no online then. You still got Netflix
All you
in
have
the
is
mail,
Blockbuster, damn
motherfucker.
it.
Christy, hold up, Christy, hold up. The Sega Saturn, I had to say, they had Tomb Raider before PlayStation, and then PlayStation got it.
Yeah, I know that.
Well,
They also had one of the first. They had the first 3D fighter on console.
I know.
That was Virtua Fighter. Yeah, I know that. Okay, it was incredible then. It was impeccable. Fuck off.
I love you too, bro. But then Sony didn't like that, and they said, "Ooh, we got a banger. Let's take it off of other consoles with Tomb Raider 2." And that's pretty much was almost like the beginning of Sony trying to establish dominance.
All right.
But you have to blame the developers and the publishers.
Hold on.
Hold on,
real quick. I gotta say something.
Cheeks
I gotta say something just real quick. I hear you talking about this year and what Sony has to offer in comparison to what Xbox has to offer. But let's be real here. As gamers, regardless of platform, Sony has found very creative ways from the start of the PlayStation 5 to have exclusives.
When
it's all said and done, things like when it came to Spider-Man Miles Morales, right? They already had the infrastructure, the framework with Spider-Man PS4, and they kind of just added all the glitz, ray tracing, and stuff like that. Created a story with the existing assets and made them look better. They found ways to put out first party content within these first couple of years. So let's not all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, well Sony has nothing and stuff like that, because they've had games since the launch of the PS5.
They've had more games than the Xbox has had.
Yeah,
they've had.
So let's be real about that.
They're coming into a year where they really don't have much except a few. But Microsoft, this is my point, but Microsoft is coming to their own this year.
Yes.
With games that are exclusive to their console, PC, Steam, and Game Pass. And pretty soon the Nvidia Shield. They made that deal. So primarily Sony doesn't have much this year. So their year is really dry except for maybe one or two games. Where Microsoft got 5 games in total, and probably more that we don't know about.
Stellar Blade is coming out this year, right?
That's not confirmed yet.
I thought Stellar Blade. From what I saw, it looked like.
It's slated to come out this year, yes, but we don't have any official dates on.
Hold on, guys, real quick. But see, that's my point is, we saw Stellar Blade with Xbox, PlayStation. It was multi-plat, and that's what Sony will do. They're gonna throw money at Sony games.
Unless Sony gave them the bag to keep it.
But that's what they're gonna.
They did.
If they don't have their first party coming out, and let's be honest here now. After the ZeniMax acquisition, even just that, not even talking about the future with Activision and Blizzard, they already have more studios under the Xbox umbrella, more first party. So they're going to be able to put out more games. They bought up these studios, they bought up the publishing, and they got them on projects, and now the projects are coming out, and now they're going to have a rotation with more studios.
You're taking my point over, because these is what I was trying to say, but you're taking my point over.
Okay, well, you talked a long time before you got to your point.
How did I talk a long time? Dark talk for like 40 minutes.
You did.
Even Crispy has to agree. I'm just saying.
And swinging on the rope swing and all that good stuff, man. You started going left field, and I had to bring it back. So.
I didn't go left field. I went right to the point. What's going on?
No, you went pretty left. I'm just,
I felt good about not going left field.
I almost had to call Nurse Patty and tell her to come and get you.
Hold on, real quick.
No, how did I call left when I'm saying
Doug,
they have nothing
you need to
this
keep
year,
this mic
and that's
forever.
why the
Hold on.
fans
Yeah,
are crying
I am.
because
you went
they're
right to the
upset that
point, I
we're
wouldn't
coming
have
out
stole it.
probably with a lot of bangers this year, but they're limited on the Sony bangers that are coming out for their console compared to what Xbox is doing for their console. So they see games that they're interested in, and they've been doing that for a long time. I give you Killer Instinct. They definitely wanted that on their console. Didn't happen.
They wanted Starfield.
Yeah.
But I'm going from what's been happening. Every time we have a good game that's out on our console, that happens to be an exclusive, all of a sudden they magically want it after saying the game is trash.
Well,
they've been doing that since the beginning of this generation. The last generation. They've been doing it. And now they're crying again about games this year when Microsoft is finally coming into their own with their studios that they paid for. And now they're crying saying that should be on our console because of this and that and this and another. And because they don't have that much coming out this year. So how you gonna cry? Make your company make you other more better, more games than just Forbidden West. Make you more games than instead of Uncharted. Make you more innovative games other than repeating, God of War, which I hear is a great game. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. You know what I'm saying?
I think we did.
Make
right?
something more.
We got Ghost of Tsushima last year. I mean last generation. I mean we got
that was last generation, which was a good.
We got a lot of stuff last generation.
And
that was
you
good.
you got 10 games that are supposedly coming out before 2026.
Something like that. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about 2023. Right now.
But what I'm saying is but there are games coming, and when it comes down to it, there at least some of them, 10 games, some of them are new IP. Let's be real.
What I'm saying was, whenever Sony is having a low year, and Microsoft comes out with a nice list for the year, every time that happens, all of a sudden they want that game. And when it's reversed, they say, "Well, get a PlayStation if you want to play this game."
Well, yeah.
So why can't it be the same way? And this is a double standard thing that's happening here. Why can't it be the same way for Microsoft? Buy a console or get a PC or play it on your phone and get Game Pass.
I mean, I think that's what we've all been saying since the beginning, right? To be like, hey, if you want to play these games, go get the console or get a PC to play these games.
And that's what Sony been saying forever. If you want to play this game, get our console. Microsoft is saying.
I wouldn't say Sony. I would say more of the fan base has been saying it.
The fan base,
guys. I gotta chime in here. There is a super chat, and it's a good one. Shout out to Review Scientology USA hitting up that super chat one more time. Thank you so much for the support. He says PlayStation shouldn't get into the acquisition war with Microsoft. He said they should instead double their investments on their studios and open new studios with industry veterans. And
bring back games that they know your fans want.
Because
that's
they
what
can't.
They're doing.
They can't.
But you're going to get them much of the same because it's just like what we've been talking about earlier is that they're afraid to
exactly take risks.
Yeah, they don't want to take risks. They've been saying that. That's one of the reasons why Sean Layton left because. He knew that they wanted to, that they can't take crazy risks, but Ghost of Tsushima, that was a risk. But look how great that was.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game. It's a wonderful game. So to me, it's kind of like, and so they rather nickel and dime, swap meet shop, and instead of investing like you saying. So it's not going to happen that way.
Like your favorite game, Detroit came, Megan. Why did they make a Detroit 2? Why didn't they make what game?
Well, that's because it's Quantic Dream, and they don't own Quantic Dream.
Yeah, Quantum Dream's owned by somebody else now. I forgot who they got.
I think they're independent now, where they don't have to answer to anybody. I think they're.
I thought that they got kicked out of where they were because of the controversy, and then they became independent. But then I thought somebody picked them up.
Did somebody pick them up? I mean, somebody might have picked them up. Yeah.
No, somebody's picking them up. But anyway, but you're right. But they're if
Dark is too loud.
He's not used to it.
You're just too drunk right now.
He's not used to it.
Real quick, I need to shout out Rain G4. Yo,
no, don't
here,
fuck
guys?
with that. I'm just
yo. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yo, shout out to Rain G4 hitting up that super chat. He says soon Sony will be saying about their studios The Last of Us. I don't think
Oh man, that's a good one. That's good. I like that. That's funny.
They're okay.
That's funny.
They need to come out with a multiplayer exclusive. That's all I gotta say.
The thing is, Sony is okay over there doing what they're doing and all that.
They're working
stuff.
on multiplayer exclusives.
There's a big year for
I was
Xbox
just giving
right
my
now.
points of view.
I remember catching heat from working on single player exclusives.
But yo,
oh shit!
That's all. Just giving my points of view. Whether anybody agrees with what I'm saying about these stands or not, that's my opinion on how this is going right now.
And we appreciate your opinion, bro. Not only that, I appreciate everybody's opinion on this panel and the chat and all the love and support. Guys, we got to wind it down, man. I got to get to bed. It's my work weekend. You know, I kind of shared some of my job earlier this week with Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that picture of the painted stripes on the floor and the reels of plastic.
Yeah, you know what it looked like? It looked like a midget just complaining about their freaking job. That's what it's. That's what it looks like.
The machines are just too tall for them because they got little.
My company shipped those reels.
I love how K Mega just jumps in and agrees. Like he's just like.
But yo, I will say it has been an awesome show tonight. Again, love the opinions, love the back and forth, love all the opinions in the chat. You guys have been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It is time, like a 40-year-old with a comb over. It's time to get those plugs in. So let me. I'm trying to think of who might have the longest, and I'm gonna go from longest to shortest here. And that means I gotta go K Mega first. K Mega's got so much stuff going on. Part of the community. He's got a show tomorrow. This show is the grandpappy of that show. I'm putting it out there. But what's going on with GRG, man? What's popping tomorrow? I hear there's a first time thing going on. What's up?
Yep. There's no seed from the next podcast that created GRG. So I have no idea as the grandpappy, but we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. I already succumbed to the throat needle when said that it was this
next podcast. Next podcast is the first and best in the community when it comes to gameplay.
That podcast is cheap too. You still ain't paid.
Hell no, gameplay. Hey, wait till you see this gameplay.
First and best, people. We all know.
Lord, the best gameplay.
You should have said beats, bro. Your beats are pretty good. I'm just saying.
He's competitive with that too, man.
Yeah, I know, but it ain't quite. I don't know.
We all know where the fire is, Crispy. We all know.
Plus, K Mega has somebody announcing the show too, which is great. You don't.
Do you want me to bring back Master Chief, because I do have him?
No, it's overplayed and old.
Wow!
Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Anyway, all right, but shout out to the next podcast. You know what I'm saying? My first true gaming home. You know what I'm saying? So much love here always. Yeah. So it is it's the grandpappy. It's the grandpappy. Until we got to put it into take it to a nursing home.
No, it's never gonna happen.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
The GRG podcast tomorrow night. It is the debut of us going on camera, new look, new style, and for Sir X-Man and for you guys' entertainments, there will be Mogwais to be using. The Mogwais will be available in the so you can use in the chat for my for the members and for the people like Sleepy Goblin and and Child of God, all of them, man, like, since been there from the very beginning. Yo, you can get all of the Mogwais. I even got a pants off dance off Mogwai. So,
Oh my God.
That's great. I love it.
It's great. It's gonna be fun. So also, I want to give a big shout out to HelloFresh, because that is my very first sponsor. They just gave me the green lights. So if you want to check out my video I just dropped, because they went over and checked it out, and just watch me just be ridiculous on doing one of these sponsorships. That's crazy, because I've never done one of these things and all the stuff you got to do with it. But man, I really do appreciate HelloFresh for doing that. For that. That just means that the channel's getting recognized. So
nice.
I really do
Nice,
appreciate that. But yeah, check out the GRG. I'm nervous as hell, because I mean, I you know, when things are new and fresh, you know this, you still get those butterflies. Oh my God, what's gonna go wrong? But no, we're gonna be ready to go, man. It's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna be there. That's what's gonna go wrong.
Oh my God! Don't worry about it.
You already said it, dude. Jeez.
Tomorrow, expect to lose your sponsorship, K-Maker.
I would do that.
Different rules, man. Different rules.
I know.
Here's your $1.25, Miss.
Nah, there's different rules with sponsorship, bro. I wouldn't do that.
It is, but anyway, also, Saturday, I'll be streaming Saturday, because, but I'll be doing this solo, because my boy Don, his PC is fried. It melted. It's chicken fry.
Oh, it did finally go.
Oh, yeah, man. He showed me a picture of it. It was awful. Yeah.
Wow.
It looked like strudel with goo on it. It was ridiculous.
That's why I say screw liquid cooling.
It got
the old school fans.
No, I ain't doing that. That's too complex anyway. And then lastly, Fight Night Sunday, man, really do appreciate y'all be coming through. Appreciate everybody that came through and watched me play Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Man, I was gonna try to play something else, but man, I went all 5-6 hours playing it solo. I was getting my ass beat thoroughly for about an hour and a half. So if you want to watch the beginning of the stream, watch me get handled thoroughly, then go ahead. Man. But if you want to go and watch the last bit of it, where I start picking it up and start beating that ass, got on an 8-game winning streak, you go check out the last part of it. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Let's go. All right, I'm done.
Nice, brother. Yo, let's see. Who would be the next longest? So of course we got to go Crispy.
Yeah,
Crispy. What's going on, man? Where are you gonna be at? Let the people know, man.
Next longest. That's interesting. Tomorrow night I'm probably gonna be watching John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that is.
I heard it's really good.
I'm probably gonna surprise the girl. She's already sleeping. So, yeah, we watched John Wick Chapter 3. The movie was incredible. I mean, Halle Berry and the dogs. The dogs just got you going. You're just like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Scene. Oh my God,
dude, that is one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in an action movie. And I'm sorry, but Keanu don't F around, bro. Like he does most of his own stunts. He looks at Tom Cruise and's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And he's so nonchalant, like, dude, I can't wait. But it's at Christian Bob on Twitter, Christian Bob 28, Xbox Live. You can find me on Retro Renegade, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. We got Primetime Gaming Wednesday, 7 p.m. And, of course, back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m. Thursday, prime time, baby. We'll see you there.
Nice, brother. And, yo, guys, this next guy used to be the quickest, but if he's letting you know what he's been up to lately, he's going to add a few more words in there. So he's no longer the quickest outro. Optimus, man. Dude has been going nuts in Wolong. Yo, dude. What's going on with you? You gotta let people know about your channel, and they gotta tune in, man. You're going crazy right now.
Yeah, man. You guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name, and you guys can find me on YouTube. And tomorrow we have a special live stream, which we're starting a new game. It's going to be Resident Evil 4 Remake. That'll be at 11 a.m. Pacific,
Dark,
2 p.m. Eastern.
check this out. I'm not buying the game. I'm gonna experience the game in its entirety through your streams. I just made up my mind. That's what I'm doing.
Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that, dude. And then also, you guys can find me on GRG tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then also Saturday we're gonna do another stream. I gotta get with you, Kim, and find out when you're gonna do your stream because I don't want to, I don't want us to overlap or anything like that.
No. You'll be fine. You'll probably go early. I like to do my streams late, like
okay. All right, but there will also be, because we're gonna finish Wulong and probably jump back in. What we're gonna do on Saturday is do Wulong and Resident Evil 4. So I'll probably just do the one live stream of Wulong, which probably will only take like an hour. We'll finish that up, and then we'll go into a different live stream with Resident Evil 4 Remake. So tune into those. The one tomorrow and the one Saturday, and yeah, man, it's always a blast being on this podcast. I love being here. I love doing this stuff. So I'm always here. Well on next podcast, prime time.
I will say thank you, Dark. Thank you, Dark, for proving me wrong to Crispy. Crispy, I'm gonna have to apologize. Like we should have switched you and Dark.
Because now it's longer because I'm doing the live streams now, and also tomorrow you guys will finally get to see my face if you haven't seen it already.
I was
going to
throw that out there too, guys.
I'm going to be interested in that.
Dark's going to be on cam tomorrow on GRG. That dude.
Actually, I'm also going to be on stream tomorrow with my cam with my face too. So tune into that.
I'll say when it comes to the GRG, I want to see record numbers there.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Don't mess with this. You sound really fucking good, dude. I'm not even playing with you.
I think
I wanted to step up my game a little bit.
It was worth it. That's all I'll tell you.
I think Chris was hitting on you a little bit, man.
Use the camera. I encouraged him.
All right, and check this out. The man that I think is gonna have the quickest outro. Let's see him prove me wrong. The OG himself. Sir X-Man, what is going on with you, Sir X-Man?
I finally finished the sequel to the download for the new Star Trek storyline on Star Trek Online. It was awesome. Other than that, I've been playing a little Halo, and I think me playing Halo with the Don probably destroyed his PC. Because I was there when it happened.
Damn.
Ray tracing 120 frames per second meltdown.
This mute button couldn't last long enough.
490 destroyed his shit. But other than that, I ain't been doing much. I'm gonna try to make I'm gonna try to make GRG tomorrow. If I have to have some stuff handled tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to make it tomorrow. Hopefully you guys see
everybody's face. I'm sure your old decrepit ass will be there.
They've seen my face before on other podcasts, dude. Damn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what shows.
Sir X-Men looks half past dead. Just so you know.
Wow. No, now we'll be able to see if he starts sipping on moonshine, man, because it'll be on camera.
Now y'all gonna be able to
talking, or when he
also
gets
really
fatty.
Now y'all gonna be able to see that Dark Ottoman is actually a black guy in disguise. You're gonna find out tomorrow. You better check it out on GRG.
I have a zipper that I just
Wow.
Yeah.
We don't
just falls out.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know about your zipper, Dark. Well, guys, on that note, I wasn't finished. What? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I went there.
Wow, you guys are kind of crazy tonight. Go ahead.
But everybody have fun, be safe, play some games. Now I'm done.
All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We are the Next Podcast. We are live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Of course, Crispy, that is
Prime time, baby. Let's go.
Go.
That is right, yo, guys. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We will see you.
Fred's over there trying to make sure that
We will see you next week on the next podcast.
After she came to Oklahoma and spent a little time with me, you know what I'm saying? She had second thoughts. She was thinking about moving back out here. But anyway.
Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate. We need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it change cause we had no time for